I'm gonna hit record. Okay.
Recording in progress. Okay.
So I asked him also, he said that I could say it before, but do you even know how True Blue started?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you, and then maybe we can go from the standpoint of how this may have benefited you or wherever you feel we should go from there.
Okay. That works.
And I'm gonna turn my phones off. Okay. I have a question. Is it good? Would it record that? Do I need to put my thing on just in case? Okay. Let me turn on airplane mode. There we go.
Get my whole head in there so it's not cutting off my little head.
Okay, so basically in 2017, a little after I moved back to Atlanta, I found out that you could live on Spelman's campus without a meal plan. So there were
Yes.
students who were hungry and all of the things, and the school would not allow
Them
students
to eat.
to donate their
Right.
swipes.
Right. So there were I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 right. So there was a hunger strike.
But there were students, Spelmanites, who never ate on campus, but because they had housing, they automatically had a meal plan that
Hmm.
they never used, and
Me,
they could not give their meal plan to someone who did not have food that was
right.
fully enrolled at Spelman.
Crazy.
Me. So you could not give your food to me.
Right, which I thought was absolutely bizarre. And
Atrocious.
so
Yes.
that's when the guilt jumped in because I didn't realize there were students at our schools who were hungry. And this happened when I say weeks, a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving. So me having the personality that I had, I was like, oh my God, what can we do? So I called up a Spelman sister, Joy Smith. I said, let's try and feed the students who can't afford to go home for Thanksgiving. And literally, that's where it started. I think people didn't trust us, probably had maybe 12 students there. We gave them five $2 bills, a little gift bag. But the meal was prepared by a chef. We had a DJ, we played games, and we gave one $250 scholarship away to do whatever you could do. And that was the beginning.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
um, and then for the next 2 or so years, I was mostly paying out of pocket and hitting up my friends that I knew I didn't have to do a bunch of explaining. They helped me. And then it became like, wait a second, this is getting bigger. I need some help.
Right.
So that's just kind of where it started. So
501c3.
yeah, so 2017 when we started 501c3 is 2020. And
Okay.
that's how we got where we are. So however you want to go from there in terms of the conversation with that background.
So thank you, True Blue. I am Hortensia Gooding, psychology major, class of 1996. I will be 54 years old this November. Um, so I was at Spelman for 5 years, from 1991 to 1996. I had to take a year off due to finances. Um, I was homeless while at Spelman. I slept in TV lounges, in dorms. I slept on in people's off-campus apartments. There was a guy, I don't even know how I got in contact with him or who he knew, but I was always concerned that he wanted to make it sexual in exchange for housing,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't bold enough to force or compel. Um, I stayed with alum, like senior alum. Um, the kind of alum that would fuss about everything that was currently happening at Spelman and why it was all going to hell in a handbasket. Um, who didn't understand why I wasn't home at 9.
Right.
Like, what could you possibly be doing that's wholly righteous or legal after 9 p.m.? Um, yeah. Um, I also had epilepsy, and there was no Obamacare, and I was an independent student, so I did not have medical insurance. So I had a bunch of seizures while at Spelman, and I would wake up on train platforms. The scariest one was I had a seizure in the parking lot of like a Kroger grocery store at night, and there would have been no way for a car to see me, to not run me over. I just happened to not be in the way of a moving vehicle. But I woke up on the ground looking up at the sky and cars were driving. Um, I was at a MARTA station on the platform and they were afraid to move me, but I was like right next to the edge. Um, it made studying hard because after a seizure, your time span is warped. So whatever you had in class that day feels like it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. So if you're having 2 or 3 seizures a day, 10, 15 seizures a day, you're just looking back. I don't know how I graduated. I don't know how I graduated. I don't know how I graduated. There was about a year where I had a bowl of cereal a day, and I would just try to figure out if I was going to have the cereal in the morning or at night so I could sleep. And if I had 2 bowls of cereal, I felt really greedy and really irresponsible and really gluttonous. And it wasn't even like real cereal. It was generic non-dairy creamer because it wouldn't spoil. And I would boil the water and I would put cornflakes because that was the cheapest possible cereal I could buy. So generic cornflakes. And then I would put oatmeal and white sugar in it, sugar to make it edible and oatmeal to make it heavier. And I would just have this bowl. And that would be my meal. And I would try to like eat it as slowly as possible so I could just enjoy eating. And then I would be like, damn, that's it. Okay. Another 24 hours. And making that, and that would be my grocery bill. My grocery bill would be white sugar, generic cornflakes, generic oatmeal, and generic non-dairy creamer. Those 4 items. That was what was in my house. And a small pot. That's
Okay.
what I would carry to have. And then if I found extra money, a granola bar, like a Little Debbie's granola bar, was like 25 cents. And I'd be like, oh, I can have 2 of those. I can have one during class, and I'd be in class picking at a Little Debbie. Um, so yeah, food was a thing. And then some then what there every now and then I got a meal ticket. Oh my God. I don't care. I don't remember what they served. I just remember going, "Ha, remember you tried to kick me out last semester? It's me. This is a real badge." And I would just go in and I'll be like, "Wow, what are we gonna have? Oh my God." And then I would still try to sneak food out so I could have dinner or whatever else. And you're not supposed to do that, but I did it anyway. And yeah, so food was a thing. Health was a thing. Housing was a thing. Um, it would have been amazing to know that it wasn't just me. It would have been amazing to be in community because as a poor adult in my 20s, knowing that there were other people who were like, I remember I lost my job, another friend lost her job. We would exchange EBT cards. Yes, child, Spelman graduate EBT. Don't just trust. I'm fine. This is real gold, real diamonds. I'm fine. But I'm 53 now. It took me to my 40s to stop being shown up poor. Because if you don't have a family to support you, if you don't have parents to give you a rent, whatever, your security for your rent deposit, or help you with a down payment for a mortgage, or help you with it, then you have to save it up yourself. And if you're doing it by yourself, these own bootstraps, yeah, it can take a while.
Okay.
So
So
we
wait a
used to
second.
trade EBT cards. We used to trade EBT cards because we didn't have shame, because we knew we weren't on welfare because we were ignorant or poor or stupid. Life was lifing. And so if she ran out, she'd be like, girl, I need to go get some da 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 da. Let me hold your card. Oh, girl, yeah, here, go ahead. So it would have been great to be in community to know, oh my God, it's not just me.
Okay. So I got to stop you there
Okay.
because that brings me to something that, again, all of this has been a learning process because I had no intention of this ever being a 501(c)(3). I
Right,
had no
right.
intention of doing anything except for making the attempt to help. And what I have found, and this is not just with students who are currently there at Spelman, this was before their time, during our time, everything is so many people feel that they are the only
Only
ones
one.
in this position, and therefore they stay quiet,
Silent.
silent.
And it doesn't help when people have cars. Like, I want a second bowl of cereal. Or you hear someone saying something like, she had that on Thursday. And this is not, it's not even that I thought they were trying to be, like financial bullies or classist or rich and da da da. It wasn't that. It was, you have no idea where I am. The gulf between us is so wide. Say something for what? Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're not going to do anything. What are you going to do? Feel sorry for me? Like, what are you going to do? Now, if we were friends and I said I was hungry, I did have friends who would try to sneak me in to the cafeteria, who would bring me food out of the cafeteria. I did have that. And then when they were getting in trouble, we'd both agree, like, it's not worth you getting in trouble just to feed me. I'll be fine. Thanks. But, we'll figure something else out.
And
But
and yeah, wow. Okay.
But Spelman is not a poor school. It's not filled with poor students. There are people with, they come in the room and they've got decorations. And their parents are sending them boxes of, I didn't get a piece of mail while I was at Spelman. I didn't get a piece of mail while I was at Spelman. And there are people with getting boxes. There are people where you come in and the sheets and the pillows and the everything matches, and then they've got art. They got art. They got art on the walls, and they've got computer. I had to go to computer lab. They had a computer. They had, oh, I'm going to use my word processor, whatever the hell we were using. I'm going to use my, and even if they didn't have a computer, they had their own floppy disks. Remember we had to save the stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
And they had their own floppy disks. And I'd be like, "Oh, girl, can I have one? Oh, girl, here, take two. What? Right? Oh, people are living, And what am I gonna say to somebody who has a car and art on their wall? What am I saying? Wow, must be nice. Like, what am I saying? And then I wasn't around anyway because I always had to be, where the hell do I live? Where am I staying? What am I doing? Oh my God. Oh my God, the bus is going to stop running. Let me hurry up and get off campus so I can get on the train to get to two buses so I can get them. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, poverty is time consuming. It's energy consuming. Um, you should just go to class and then go socialize, find a group of people to study with and learn. Not, oh my God, what am I going to eat? Oh, how am I going to laundry? How the hell are you doing how are you doing laundry? How are you do who where? I don't remember how I washed my clothes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They didn't have Febreze back then. I don't know what I did. I don't know. I didn't have steady, normal, whatever housing until my last year Spelman. My senior year is when I was like, I'm in a boarding house. I was near Club Woody, so I'm walking distance from campus. And I just, oh, thank God. It was a raggedy one of them boarding houses where they just made everything a bedroom. Oh, they should all be arrested. They just made everything a bedroom. And every time it rained, it would leak into my room. So I had to wear shoes in the room because the carpet would illegal. But anyway, it was still better than having to jump on MARTA and do all that other nonsense.
Oh, I mean, you've hit so many things. Okay, so one of the things I realize I have to share with people in terms of how True Blue does things is the fact that college is not just about tuition and books, right? It should also have a social component.
Yes,
You should be able to participate in
activity.
additional things outside of going to class. And because I understand that if I'm worried about eating or I'm worried about where I'm going to sleep, or like you said, am I even going to have the clean clothes to go to this event that has a business attire requirement or whatever it is? Perhaps my GPA is suffering, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Perhaps
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
graduated
on
with
the
a two
dean's list.
something. I graduated with a two something. And I'm thankful I graduated with a two something. But I graduated with a two something. Um th- Looking back, I'm like, Heifer, how you graduate? And for so many years, I just felt like an absolute underachiever. I just felt like, oh my God, And then I look back and it wasn't until this past May, all the graduation posts and everybody's posting graduation, and they said foster children, less than 4% of foster children graduate from college. Less than 1% graduate from grad school. I have a master's. And when I realized I was in the 1 percentile, that's when it finally dawned on me. I'm in my 50s. That's when it finally dawned on me. Oh, I wasn't supposed to make it. Oh, there was just miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. Graduation. Miracle, 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 grad school. Oh, so someone else's Nobel Peace Prize, it's my degrees. Cause you ain't supposed to just walk through life and then just walk into a Grammy or walk into an Oscar or walk into a bunch of really enormous miracles and blessings have to happen for you to be. Oh my God, I earned $100 million. Oh my God, I have a Nobel. Oh my God, I have a Grammy. Oh my God, yeah. All those things had to happen for me to graduate twice. Honestly, I didn't buy my graduation. I had to sleep with nobody for my graduations. I had to do nothing illegal for my graduations. Like I literally graduated. I checked all my little boxes and got my degree. Yeah.
Okay. So you're affirming some of the things that I have stood firmly on, as it again relates to how True Blue, because our little tagline is philanthropy done differently. And one of
Mm-hmm.
my things is less than probably 2% of our scholarships have anything to do with the GPA, because I stand firm that if you have all these other challenges, it's not an indication of your abilities so much as it is where you are and the things that you have to focus on at any given moment.
I dare a straight A student to study hungry. And don't bring up fasting. Don't bring up Ramadan. Don't bring up Lent. Don't. Don't. I'm not talking about intentionally not eating. I mean, be hungry. Be thirsty. Good. Don't buy your books until the end of drop ad period. You have a 4. Okay, buy your books, but don't use them. See how well you do if or share books with someone. Share. Wait till the owner of the book is finished studying to borrow it. And you can't get mad if they forget to lend it to you. And you can't interrupt their conversation after class to get the book so you can hurry up and get on the bus. You might miss your bus waiting for them to finish their conversation so you can remind them that you need the book to study for the test that's coming up the next class. Because it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the test is Friday and they've had it since last Friday and now it's Wednesday. And if you don't get it, that means you will not have done any of the reading. And the teacher's not going to, like, what are they going to do? So that is the impact of poverty.
So let me say this, give you an example. There was a Morehouse student. Maybe I shouldn't say there's a Morehouse student, but he was. So there's a Morehouse student in our schools. Um, when the pandemic hit and they sent everybody home, they assumed
You have a home to
people
get sent to.
had a home to be sent to. So this child was, let me get it right, he was renting a car and doing like Uber Eats or Instacart or something like that to pay for the car because he was also sleeping
In the car.
in the car.
Yep.
School was still going on.
Yep.
He didn't really have access. So he was trying to do his assignments on his phone.
Yep.
Some teachers were empathetic and tried to, get around it. Others figure it out.
Yep.
We were able to give him money to have this stable place to stay for those next couple of months. Took a math test, got 100.
It's that damn simple.
It's
It's that simple. It's that simple. If someone had gotten me seizure medication, an address, and a meal, I might have graduated with honors. I mean, these are all books. I ain't in school no more. I had to buy Alpha drawers from Container Store for my book addiction. And I still graduated with a 2 something. That is the impact of poverty. That is the impact of poverty. When someone who loves to read and loves to learn and loves to please leadership and loves to think creatively and all of those things. Yeah. 2 something? A C average? Yeah, that's the impact of poverty.
So, as you mentioned medication, there was another student, and again, you're affirming all of the things, and so one of the biggest ways I find out about needs is I literally make it a point to go to the schools and actually talk to
Yeah,
students because, you know, as alum, we are removed, we're not aware.
that's
I
right.
bumped into a girl. This is all COVID-ish, like the beginning of COVID. Her mom had lost her job, impacted health insurance. And I'm not even sure if the dad was in the picture or they both were basically not working. So now she couldn't get her medication, nor could she afford the insurance through Spelman. We were able to pay for her health insurance.
Yeah.
Again, now she is able to function because she
She's,
has her medication and she can carry on.
I mean, whatever faith we practice, Buddhism, Hindu, Islam, Christianity, spirituality, whatever we do, caring for the poor is part of it. I don't like all this stuff that's going on right now. They going to hell in a handbasket because no matter what faith you practice, even if you made up a faith, you can't make up a faith that does not include kindness and generosity. The idea that we would allow ourselves as a community to become systematically calloused, like, oh, well, you don't have them. I don't know how you gonna eat because you get you this your bill. You didn't find the money. But but my hands, I don't know what you're gonna do. For us as a community to allow ourselves to become systematically divorced from community is frightening. No, if I don't want my food, I have a right to give it away. I have a right to say, allow, I don't want my meal card. Give my meal card to another student. Period. It's the same meal card. It's already paid for. Give it to someone who's going to use it.
And why not? Because I have a personal belief. This is my thing, and you can't tell me differently. And that is if you are on campus,
Yeah.
I don't care if you live on campus, if you are a student on campus, you should be able to eat because nobody is going through extremes to eat at the cafeteria just to eat at the cafeteria. It's not, but if you are hungry and you need it, I don't care if you have a meal plan, meal plan. I don't care about any of that. You should be able to walk into a cafeteria if you go to a school and eat. Y'all are throwing away food. Can't convince me that you're not. You have
Oh,
a lot of students. I was one myself. In hindsight, I would do things differently. I didn't go to the cafeteria. I didn't eat pork. I'm a picky eater.
the
I didn't
food
use
didn't
it.
taste good. Y'all didn't make it like my mama made it. Whatever. I would
Privilege.
rather be at, name the spot, with my friends than in some dinky cafeteria on campus.
And I'm hungry after 6 p.m., right?
I
Because
wasn't hungry at 4.
I just feel like everybody should eat. I mean, even if you want to finesse me and make everybody pay $20 more, because again, there's a significant percentage that are paying for this meal plan and they're just simply not utilizing it. So I hate that. I hate that for us, which is why food insecurity is such a big part of what we do. Anytime we do anything with the kids, we are feeding the kids,
Yeah.
no matter what it is that we do. But I have a request from you. You have given you and your the way you express yourself,
Oh,
you give so many nice little one-liners. I want to do another one just to make sure if you have time.
yes,
Once this time runs out, I want to
yes,
do another
yes,
one to make
yes.
sure we have enough because one, I need to do a recap of what True Blue is, and now I'm like, how can I get Hortensia down here, fly her down here, and I absolutely want you to be a part of that, who we are and
I
why.
would love to spend Thanksgiving with True Blue.
Don't play with me.
My birthday is the day after Thanksgiving this year.
We do it the week before though.
Even better. Then I can really party on my. Then I can really. Did I just lay my tongue out on the video? Okay, fine. Then I can really party. But yeah, no, girl, yeah. I would love to do that would be a whole full circle. The idea of the one who had a bowl of cereal on Thanksgiving by herself.
I almost lost it. And this is was it last year or the year before? I almost lost it because the church that we do it at, they really went above and beyond because we weren't welcomed on our campuses, but that's another story. They went above and beyond um, and opened up their food pantry to
Ooh.
students. Plus, we had
Ooh.
gift cards for Kroger,
Yeah.
and they had bags with food, right? I heard a student not speaking to me say, I'm going to be able to eat after I study. And I almost lost it. And they
Yeah.
were because it should not.
That should not be a thing. That should not be like the things that I would get excited about should just be, oh, okay. Not talking about ingratitude, not talk just I should be able to be excited about bigger things. I should be able to be excited about getting another A. I should be able to be excited about making a new friend. Honestly believe that one of the reasons I'm single is because of how many years I stayed poor. How you dating broke? Now I know a lot of folk are doing it, but I wanted to become financially stable. You cannot stabilize yourself and socialize at the same time. Part of, and I don't know the background of true blueites, right? The recipients of the blues. Ooh, the blues. Blue. Are you a blue? I was a blue. Yeah. The blues, right? As a musical genre and as a recipient of True Blue, the blues. I don't know that, but someone needs to also say budgeting. Because the first time you get a paycheck, you want to cash it, spread all $342 on the bed and roll around in it. You want to go buy something beautiful. You want to go eat somewhere delicious. You want to go in an Uber and just say, drive till you get tired. And that's not what it is. Unless you got the job that set you up with housing and did all of this and did all of that, unless some miracles happen, unless some more miracles happen. But that usually happens to the straight A students. And if you were poor, you're probably not a straight A student. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Whatever. But just in case you're still poor after you get out, as a blue, budgeting and understanding what to do and what not to do and how to manage underemployment. Blue alums, yeah. So during the recession, that Bernie Madoff hellhole that swamped a lot of people's jobs, I paid my bills every paycheck, not every month, because I didn't know when that consultancy would end. So I paid my rent, I paid 100% of my bills every single paycheck. And I think I would have like 75 or $100 left to last me through to the next check. But my bills are paid. I wasn't going to be homeless. My internet was going to be on. My lights were going to be on. My phone was going to be on. I was going to have a Metro. I was going to have a Metro card. I live in New York. I can swipe. But yeah, I would pay my bills it got to a point where my rent was paid through the end of the year. And I was like, to poverty. Because what you not finna do, right? So my stuff, but no one's talking about this. Nobody
Again,
says this because you're supposed to. You went to Spelman or Morehouse or name some of the other schools that
and
you're supporting.
Hampton,
Hampton,
UT,
Howard,
Howard,
Lincoln, Howard,
Fisk,
Fisk,
Tuskegee,
A&M, some of the A&Ms in there,
FAMU, all of yeah,
FAMU. You went to this great school. You got in. You supposed to be balling. You supposed to be, and then you're supposed to walk into your purpose and walk into your greatness and all this other. Okay, fine, yeah. Meanwhile, underemployment is a thing.
it is.
When you walk in with your brand new little black baby face at 22 or 21, depending upon whatever little age you graduated, and all the white people think you're whatever, but all the black people know you've got to be a child because black don't crack to them. We're like, you're 12. You cannot possibly. And so, yeah, you may not get promoted. You may not get whatever. You may navigate. It's not what they said it was going to be. Whatever.
I'm about to do this thing. I'm about to bring us back because it says less than a minute. So I think it's going to
Okay.
turn us off.
Okay.
I'm going to figure out what I did. I'm going to redo it and I'm going to hit you right back.
I'll be right there.
Okay.
Okay.